to Mindful Flow this evening. Thank you all for joining, or if you're joining later on the recorded version from YouTube, we welcome you as well. And just know that if you'd like to practice live with us anytime for these practices, just reach out to me and through the contact link on the YouTube channel, and we can arrange to have you join in on Zoom as well. So lots of options for finding your practice time. So tonight we're going to continue on our Yoga Basics series. We are going to tackle a posture that takes some of us, I don't know, I guess there's a fair number of people that really don't get excited when we say that we're going to do eagle pose, but we are going to practice eagle pose tonight, and I hope that you're someone who is excited by it, because it is a strong pose and it does put a lot of things together. So there's a lot of cues to your own body. There needs to be an understanding of what you're doing to support your body while you're balancing, and bring yourself into a really nice place where you can find some stability in this posture. So we're going to walk through that and offer some modifications and some support ideas, and see if we can explore Garudasana or eagle pose. So to begin with, I thought what we would do is just come into a few minutes of a passive hip opener so that we can kind of get those hips warmed up. And so if you would, please go ahead, and instead of starting off in a seat, I'm going to have everybody roll down on your back and come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or supine bound angle pose. So to do that, if your hips are feeling a little tight today, you may want to bring a block on the outside of each of your thighs or knees to maybe support your legs. If they're feeling all right and you just want to let the knees open and drop toward the floor on their own, then that is certainly an option as well. I have my sweet little kitty companion who's taking up about half my mat this evening, so we'll see if I can fit here and get comfortable. She won't last long, but she's there in the moment. So go ahead and lay down on your back. We'll be bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees drop open to the side, as I said. Let your belly drop down, let your shoulders just relax and roll outward toward the mat. And once you've got yourself in the basic position, begin to find your breath. Begin to feel your breath as it softly moves in and out of your body. Take a little deeper breath to start and just establish how much space you feel right now. And then you may notice a change in the next couple of minutes as the body begins to relax and as we open up new areas that may be closed down or tense. Body unfold in a really natural, sweet, and unyielding way. I invite you to close your eyes, bring your hands perhaps to your belly. Maybe one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Really helps to provide a tactile connection to the beating of your heart and the movement of your breath. Notice as you begin to let your mind quiet, as you begin to journey inward, the sensations of the body become more acute. You may feel the temperature on your skin. You may feel the texture of the mat below you. Become more aware of any sounds or smells. Just letting your body communicate all that it can to you in these first couple of minutes. In today's practice, continue to explore. We're going to look for new avenues for understanding ourselves and our bodies. Each practice, no matter how familiar, offers this opportunity. Because each day is completely unique. Each day, your body and mind and spirit are born anew. Feel the breath rise and fall. Let your mind become a blank slate. Feel your hips start to relax as your knees drop open and down. Feel the organs of the belly begin to relax. Find ease internally. More breaths here. Deeply breathing in, holding that breath at the very top of your inhalation. Exhale and let it out. And take one more deep breath in. Make this the deepest breath you've taken yet today. Exhale and release. And to activate your legs, carrying your knees up to the center as you heel toe the feet so that they are hip distance apart. Into this position, take a little pelvic tilt, moving the pubic bone up toward the ceiling, activating through the soles of the feet. Press down. Exhale and roll down to the tip of the tailbone. Inhale and take that pelvic tilt. Exhale and roll it all the way down. Time. Inhale, pelvic tilt. Exhale and roll it down. Having come to a neutral spine, heel toe the feet now to the outer edges of your mat. Maybe even almost off the mat. And then let the thighs and your knees drop toward the center, toward each other. Now, as you press your inner thighs together, again, take that little pelvic tilt, initiating a little extra squeeze. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. more. All right, and then walk your feet back so that they're hip distance. Let's hug your knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Lift your head up off of the mat. Bring your forehead toward your knees, rolling and compressing your energy toward the center. And then take your hands behind your thighs. You can start to roll up a little at a time, just stimulating the spine as you rock forward and back. Take your time. Enjoy these sensations along the way. And then eventually roll all the way up to a seated position. Go ahead and extend your legs down the mat. Nice long legs as we come into Dandasana, staff pose. Take the flesh and press it away from the sitting bones. Then plugging your sits bones right down into the mat. Let your back lift. Let the spine be long. Bring your hands by your side and activate your legs with flexed feet. Take a breath in here, feeling the strength and stability of your posture. As you exhale, let the shoulders fall away from your ears, creating a little additional space. Draw the navel in and feel your core body respond. Take another breath in. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, carry the arms forward. Reach them up. Lengthen up so that the fingers are reaching up toward the sky. And then as you exhale, hinge forward. Letting the hands come down now on either side of your shins, ankles, or feet. Lengthening your lower back forward as much as you can, really thinking about that area between the tailbone and the middle back. Reaching forward, breathing here. With each breath, lengthening a little bit more and drawing your heart toward your toes. One more breath here now in Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. One more deep breath in, and the next time you release and exhale, let your head simply drop forward, releasing the need to hold that neck up. Letting the crown of the head rather drop down towards your knees and opening the back of the neck. Just feeling that beautiful space you're creating in the cervical vertebrae. Release all the heaviness from your day and let it drip down toward the earth. Top. Take both arms forward, and then we're going to bend both elbows with your elbows at the same height as your shoulders. Press your elbows together, place your palms together. Bring those elbows as far forward as you can, and then we're going to lift the elbows up as you inhale, reaching your palms up toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, draw them down and fold, bringing your thumbs to your forehead. Inhale, lift up, elbows forward, and then hands reaching up, pressing those elbows together, forearms and palms. Exhale, lower it down, carry the elbows down towards your belly. Let your head relax. Let your thumbs reach your forehead. One more time. Inhale, creating this stretch through the shoulder blades, lifting and reaching. Upper back muscles are now starting to engage, and then exhale, bring it back down. Inhale and come up to the top. Take your left arm forward, reach it across the body, and then flip the palm toward your center line. Bring the palm down to the outside of the right calf. The right arm comes out into a T, and then we're going to bring ourselves into a little twist, turning the ribs and the belly to the right. Palm reaching, right palm now reaching back toward the back of your mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, carry the right arm forward, and then just keep bringing it around. Flip the palm toward the center. Take your right hand to the outside of the left calf. Left arm into a T, and then begin to twist, turning your belly and ribs to the left. Pause here, feeling your way into your stretch. The arm may not come all the way back, that's okay. Feel what is most appropriate for you. And then carry that left arm forward and bring it back down. Bend your knees and let's come on to our hands and knees for this next sequence in tabletop position. So setting up in tabletop, make sure that you have a strap and possibly a block nearby. Probably going to use those for support in just a moment. But first, coming into tabletop, lengthening through the spine, crown of the head reaching forward, opening up those vertebrae like strands, like pearls in a strand of pearls, reaching and creating space for nourishment between each one. Then we're going to drop the belly down, let the heart scoop forward, create a little back bend as the chin reaches forward toward the front of your mat, and you feel that deep opening line in the front of the body. Exhale, and then we're going to come into cat stretch, bringing the back of the heart up toward the ceiling, tailbone reaching down. Think about all those Halloween cats this time of year. Arch it up. And then exhale, let's come back to cow. Coming back to cat. And then why don't we just keep that going 2 or 3 more times. You can run through at your own pace. You can pause wherever it feels like you need more attention in your body today. Move with your breath, inhaling into the back bend, exhaling into the forward bend. And then let's all meet back in tabletop position. From our nice strong table, we're going to lift up through the navel and provide some support and stability through the lower core. Feeling that core reach around and actually hold your lower back like it's in a nice little hug. From here, keep the body nice and stable. Lift the right knee up and create some circles with the knee so that we're circling the hip joint around nice and slow, but keep the rest of the body squarely in your table position. So we're not compensating by throwing the rest of the body around. We're keeping the table nice and strong. And what this does is it isolates both the strength and the stretch into just the hip joint. Using those gluteal muscles, gluteus medius, all the way around. One more time, and then we'll take it 5 times the other direction. So just change, reverse the rotation. There's 1, and there's 2, and there's 3, and 4, and 1 more is 5. Now we're going to take that right knee behind the left knee so that your feet are pointing in opposite directions. Grab a block if you know that in Gomukhasana it feels better for you to sit down on a block, or you can bring your hips backwards and sit down between your feet. Either way, you're coming to a nice stable seat between your feet. That block can elevate you and certainly facilitate this posture if you have any compression issues with the knee, or if the hips are still so tight that it just feels better to give yourself a little bit more height. You can come sit on 2 blocks if you need to, right? There's all kinds of options that we can take. So create a comfortable seat with or without the blocks, and then grab your strap. So with the strap, we're just going to create a little bit of a shorter strap. So just fold it several times, and then we're going to throw it over the left shoulder as we come into Garudasana. With the strap behind the left shoulder, make sure that your tricep and elbow are pointing straight forward and that they're not coming off to the side. So take your right fingers and urge your left elbow to point straight up toward the ceiling, or as high as it feels appropriate for you. Once you have that left elbow in place, take the right arm around to the back of the body, grab hold of the end of the strap, and just find a comfortable enough tension on that strap. Fingers don't have to reach, they don't have to come together. If they do, then that's good for you. If they don't, then that's what we have the strap for, is to help provide the support between the hands, create the stretch in the tricep. Then once you have the arms in place and you're settled there, bring your attention back to your hips. Let your hips sink down. Feel the weight of the body rounding down, and yet still elevating through the spine. There's a lot going on in Garudasana. We have those knees bent. We have the shoulders opening. We have the hips opening. Alternatively, if this is still too intense on your knees or hips, you could certainly come to Sukhasana, an easy cross-leg pose. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. And then release the strap with the right hand. Lower the left hand. Bring the strap off to the side. Push yourself forward and come back to table position, unwinding the pretzel of your legs. All right. So coming back to table position, we're going to open that left hip in the same manner. First, pulling up through the abdominals to keep your tabletop nice and taut. And then starting the circles with the left knee. All the way around. Using that left gluteal muscle. Engage. Make it strong. Let's do 3 or 4 more times around, and then we'll change the direction. 3, 4, 5, and then change the direction 5 times the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th time, as you bring it down, cross that left knee over the right. And we'll do the very same thing. Use those same modifications for this side as you did on the first side. And then if you want to lessen them to some degree, then you can always do so. So sitting down between your feet, grab your strap once again. Throw it over your right shoulder this time. Take your left fingers, remember to guide that right elbow up toward the ceiling. We're not pushing it, we're just coaxing it. We're just encouraging it through the use of the fingertips. And then take your left hand around to the back, grab hold of the strap. You're walking your hands together as close as they naturally want to be. So again, if your hands connect, fingers, that's great. If they're a mile apart, then that's great too. That's what the strap is there for. Breathe into the opening through the shoulders, the tricep. Try to relax your shoulder blades down. And then once again, bring your effort and your awareness to your hips. And feel the hips relax and sink down toward the earth. Remember that the breath is the magic. It's the key to communicating to your body that it's okay to relax and release the tension. Two more breaths here. Last one. Exhale and release the left arm first. Carry the right arm down. You can release that strap off to the side. We're all done with it. Walk your hands forward. Unwind those legs. And this time, let's just press back, letting the hips sink back toward the heels and take it to child's pose. Letting the tailbone curve down. And take 3 full breaths up and down the spine. One more breath. And then come on up to hands and knees position. From here, let's go ahead and curl the toes. We're going to lift the knees off the mat and press it back to a nice long stretchy downward facing dog. Now letting the spine reach up toward the sky. Hips are rising. Thighs are pressing toward the back of the room. Your knees can still be soft. And in fact, let's go ahead and pedal those feet out a little bit to help warm up the legs and the ankles. Alternating by bending one knee at a time and dropping the other heel. So just walk your dog. Take your time, press into those hips even. Oof, that feels good. Take a little extra stretch into the hips. Couple more. Keep taking those deep breaths. From here, let's just walk those feet up to the top, tiptoeing up to the front of the mat and coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. From our forward fold position, slide your hands just below your knees, come to a flat back. And then exhale, hinge forward again and fold. Take a deep inhale, push down through your feet, lift yourself up. Arms reach up and overhead, come to Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Exhale, bring the hands down by your side and reach them around to the back of the body. Interlace the fingers. Roll one shoulder back and then the other shoulder, feeling your scapula, your shoulder blades squeeze together in the back. Squeeze them a little bit more, opening the front part of the body as you squeeze in the back. Chin is slightly lifted. All the space between the collarbones is wide. Take a breath in, exhale, and hinge forward from your hips, coming to first just a flat back with your hands pressing behind you, reaching toward the back. If you wish, those hands can rest on the sacrum, but if you've got the strength and you can push them toward the back, then you're going to get a little bit more opening here. Take a breath in and then exhale. We're going to continue the journey down, letting the head drop down and letting the arms come up and reach toward the sky. One breath here. And then inhale, slowly start to rise back up. Eventually coming all the way to the top, releasing the hands, reach them up and overhead once again. Exhale and forward fold. Step back once again to downward facing dog. Maybe this one feels a little more open and stretchy than the first time through. Deep breath in. Exhale. Come down, press yourself forward, take a breath in plank position, pushing the earth away as you lift up and feel that energy rebounding into the upper body and the lower spine. And then drop the knees down. Once again, press back, take it to child's pose. One full breath here. Exhale. Inhale, come on up, and just take a comfortable seat for a moment. In our Yoga Basics series, we get the body warmed up, we get prepared to practice a particular pose, which is where we are now. And then we take just a moment where you can observe, and I can tell you a little bit more about the posture that we're going to be practicing. So it's just easier to observe for just a moment, and then we'll all practice it together. So Garudasana, the eagle pose. The eagle is a very interesting posture because despite what we normally think of with an eagle, with extended wings and brilliantly flying through the sky, eagle posture in yoga is actually a really closed down posture. In fact, it's probably one of the more closed postures that exists, maybe except for child's pose or something like that. So it's interesting to think about, because when I began to research eagle and think about why this was the eagle pose, it felt to me as though it's the posture where we bring all of the energy inside to prepare for extending it and using it in flight. So maybe think about what the eagle does when the eagle's resting and carrying all that potential energy toward the inside. All right, so eagle posture is a balancing pose, and it's also really involved in activating the core. Also, then we have very, very open shoulders where we are creating these beautiful eagle arms and opening up the upper back. So it's a great strengthener for the ankles, the legs, the thighs, the inner thighs, the outer hips, gluteus medius, the piriformis, the back muscles, the shoulders. I mean, almost everything is involved in eagle, which is why it takes a lot of strength to accommodate. So in eagle pose, we're going to be standing on one foot. We're going to be crossing one leg over the other and squeezing those thighs together, bringing all that energy from the outer thighs toward the inner thighs and creating just this ball of concentrated, stable force in the center. This creates our balance, our balancing mechanism. And once we have this lower part of the body in our balancing pose, these knees are bent, then we're going to bring the arms into play, creating the eagle arms by wrapping them together, pressing those elbows forward just as we did in our warm-up, and then creating this line of energy from the fingers all the way down through the body and rooted into the earth. So this is our eagle pose. But before we get started doing it together, just a couple of notes. As you create the balance part of this posture with your weight on one foot, understand that you can either keep that foot elevated in the balance, or you can tap a toe down. If you're really feeling a little unstable, and it may change from day to day. You may want to take a little extra balance on one day. Other days you may feel more confident and stronger in the balance. So there's an option. If you like, you can also keep the foot right here, just sort of dangling by the standing leg, or you can wrap it around and hook that foot behind the other calf. All right. Another option is to take a block. as you create your balancing pose, you can simply put your foot on the block. So there's some options there if balance is not working for you on any given day, or if balance is an issue, then you could have some modifications for the legs. So let's go ahead and stand up and I'll do it together. I can't see everybody on, on the Zoom, but I'm going to assume you're all following along, and we'll just take it one step at a time. So let's come to a standing position on the mat. We'll begin by bending the knees loosely and then bringing our stable grounding energy into the left foot. So with a bent knee, we're going to ground down through the left foot. You're going to lift the right leg up, cross that leg over the left, and immediately start to squeeze those thighs together. Squeezing them, keeping that bend in the left knee, and finding your balance from here, using that core support to keep you centered. From here, we'll begin to lift the arms, reach the fingers forward, and then bend your elbows. Now we're going to cross the right elbow over the left. You can bring the backs of the hands together, or if you have a little more flexibility and you want some more leverage in the shoulder opening, you can twist those hands around, bringing the palms together and really open up through the scapula. So once you're in this posture, continue to lengthen your tailbone down like it's an anchor. Lift up through your spine. Press your elbows forward. Continue to pull everything into the center, feeling your core support, keeping you balanced and steady. And don't forget to breathe. When you're ready, unwind everything. Bring that right foot down. Breathe a sigh. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of concentration. So if you find this one to be a little bit challenging, you are in good company, because a great many people do. But that's why we're going to work on it. That's why we're going to keep exploring and finding out new ways to, build our practice. All right, so let's bring it into the right leg this time. Bringing a little bend into that right knee. Grounding down, crossing the left thigh over the right. Find your stability. Toe is down, or toe is lifted, or toe is wrapped around the other thigh or the other calf. This time we'll bring the arms forward, bend the elbows, bring them together. This time we're going to cross the left elbow over the right, bringing the backs of the hands together, or twirling it around one more time so that the palms are together. Find a dristy point. Find something that you can look at that does not move, that you can really focus. Bring your steady gaze to assist in the posture. Lengthen down through the tailbone, but lift up through the upper spine. Push those elbows forward. Keep breathing, keep squeezing. You've got this. And then unwind everything. Tap the left foot down. Breathe a sigh of relief. All right. So we have just enough time to move and flow a little bit more in the practice tonight. We're going to practice Eagle one more time in that flow. So hopefully you have some tools and some better understanding of where you're going with Eagle pose as we put it into practice. You ready? Let's move. All right, let's start at the front of the mat. Bring the arms up and overhead. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat or your blocks to fold. Step the left foot back. And drop the heel down, bending the right knee, and lift up to warrior. Warrior one. Arms rising, chest is open. That back leg is nice and strong. Beautiful breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down by your side, bring them back behind the body. Interlace the fingers. Once again, reaching those shoulders to the back and squeezing them together. Deep breath in through that beautiful open heart. And then exhale, hinge forward. Just coming to a flat back. Pressing those knuckles toward the back of the mat. Inhale, slowly hinge back up. Release your hands, bring them back up. Exhale, arms come to airplane arms, and then hinge forward once again. Reaching the crown of the head forward, just to a flat back. And then inhale, bring the arms back up. Turn and change into warrior two by shifting your pelvis to the left, opening your hips. Arms now reaching forward and back. Take your left hand to your left thigh, reach the right arm up. Take the exalted warrior. Exhale, bring it back to warrior two. From here, let's pivot on the right foot, come to 5-point star. Take your hands to your waist and slowly fold forward in wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lift, come to a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift up strongly once again. Bring your hands to your waist. Come right back up to standing with wide legs. And bring your heels in and your toes pointing out. Now bend those strong legs. Anchor down through your tailbone. Come to goddess. Opening your arms. Elbows and shoulders are at the same height. Inhale, turn and take a little opening to the right side of the body. And then come back to center. Take it to the left. Come back to center. This time twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Twist to the right. And then back to center. Bring your hands to your waist. Turn your feet back to warrior two legs. Open the arm to the around, come back to warrior two. That wasn't very good. Take your left arm back around and hands down toward the mat. Step the left foot forward and come to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach the arms overhead. And exhale, take your hands to the heart in Tadasana Mountain Pose. Prepare to fly like your eagle, rooting down through the left leg as we move to Garudasana. Left knee is bent, right thigh crosses over the left. Find your stability. Remember, grow from the ground up. Grow your foundation. We'll lock it down with the core and then bring the arms into play with the right elbow crossing over the left. Feeling that beautiful energy coming from the right fingers all the way down into the core body. Steady and strong. Pull all your energy into the center so that we can prepare to fly. Open the arms out. Spread your wings. Take the right foot down. Inhale both arms up and exhale forward fold. Step back with the right foot. Right heel comes down and we lift up to warrior one. Deep breath in, root down through the outside of that right ankle. Strong warrior position. Take your hands down by your side, interlace the fingers. Stretch the chest open in the front, squeeze it together in the back. Hinge forward, coming to a flat back. Inhale, hinge back up. Release your hands, bring them back up. This time, bring your hands to airplane arms. Hinge forward with the flat back. Inhale, reach it back up. Moving from warrior one to warrior two, open your hips to the right side. Arms now reaching forward and back. Take a breath in. With your right hand to the thigh, lift the left arm up. Open those left ribs in exalted warrior. And then come back to warrior two. Pivot on your front foot. Come to 5-point star with parallel feet. Hands come to your waist and hinge forward into wide leg forward fold. Coming down with control using the strong core body. Hands reach down to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift your head back up, bring your hands to your waist. Carry yourself back up to a standing wide leg position. Turn those toes out, heels slightly in, and sit down in your goddess. Open to goddess arms. Beautiful. Take a little turn over to the left, lifting that right arm over the ear. Come back to center. Turn it to the right. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Come back to center. Twist to the right. And back to center. Open your arms, straighten your legs. Turn your toes toward the front. Dip into that front knee. We're back in warrior two. Take the right arm over the ear. Bring it back down to the mat. Momentarily in a lunge, but then just step your right foot forward, coming to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Carry them over the head and then bring them down, hands to heart, into Tadasana Mountain Pose. One more beautiful eagle to finish out our practice. Bring your weight, bring your roots into the right foot. Bend that right knee. Lift the left thigh up and over, squeeze together in the core. Root and lengthen down through your tailbone. Pulling in through those abdominals. Keep yourself steady as you bring your arms into the posture. This time, left elbow over the right. Either twisting those arms around or just bringing the backs of the hands together. Push the elbows forward, feeling your wings open in the back. Fingers reaching up. Keep breathing, keep your focus. You've got this. Strong, beautiful eagles. And then unwind your wings, open them up, step the left foot down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, and forward fold. Walk your feet backwards, bring your knees down, and press back to child's pose, letting it all hang out in this relaxing, restful posture. done it, it's time to wind things down and cool off. So come to your seat. Go ahead and roll it all the way down. Come to your back. Go ahead and place one hand on the top of each knee and create some small circles with the knees, just rotating them around slowly to massage the lower back. And then rotate them around the other way, just some small little circles. Right ankle on the top of the left thigh. Open your arms into a T off the shoulder, and then roll to your left hip, just the lower part of the body, rolling onto that left hip. And then release and relax that right leg. Just feel that sweet stretch all the way along the side of the right hip. All those muscles that did so much work in Garudasana tonight. Just let them soften and release. Back to center. I want you to engage through your lower abdominals. Hold them nice and strong so that you can lift your knees and safely roll back to the center. Bring your right foot down to the mat, and this time take your left ankle to the right thigh. From here, just roll over to your right hip, guiding your left foot down toward the floor. Relaxing the left leg. All the work that we did in the core body and his legs deserve some relaxation now. Drawing through the abdominals so that you can once again roll to your back safely. Bring the left foot down. Extend both of your legs down the back. Now that we've done all the work, it's time for the true reward. Feeling deep sense of satisfaction. Coordinating energy of your mind and body. Feeling the results of your practice wash over you in these final few minutes. feels good. We'll transition back to the close of our practice. And as you're ready, draw the arms up and overhead. Taking a deep breath, and then exhale. Bring the hands back to the heart center. Bowing in Anjali Mudra. The light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for practicing this evening. Om Shanti and Namaste. Thank you.
Thanks, Lena.
You're welcome.
I was not able to do the eagle.